Hey everybody, Kelly Engineering here, and welcome to episode 32 of Project Ozone 3. In between episodes, I did a fair amount. First thing I did was actually automated this, kind of. It's still a little bit manual, but for the most part, for the Empowerer, I set up filters down below that I'll show off in just a second, so that whenever you put in any sort of empowering ingredient, it'll automatically go into its proper display stand and the Empowerer itself, and it'll start empowering everything. It's fantastic. But yeah, in the filters, in the insert filters, I have each of the top items, the second items, everything that's displayed in the JEI recipe, and yeah, so those are the inserts, and it just finished over there. And I have a green insert with a filter for all of the normal blocks, and then it extracts on red and sends the extracted stuff here. So input here, extract here. I was looking through some recipes trying to plan ahead and realize I'm going to need quite a bit of the empowered stuff very soon. So I made that automated. It's all well and good. I also removed my dynamic tanks mainly because I don't know if anybody else experiences this, or maybe I just had too many dynamic tanks in one area. But when I was loading this, whenever the dynamic tank chunks were being loaded, there's quite a bit of stuttering. So I'm using black hole tanks from Industrial Foregoing for my fluids for now, and I'll come up with a different solution later and find some way to use up this space. I also finished up my portal room. So it's very dark in here. Yeah, my brightness is bright. So yeah, I finished up my portal room. It's very dark and I like it. In here is actually molten tungsten. I melted down a bunch of tungsten and had it all molten, and that's over here in the sides. But I'm really liking the aesthetic in here, and the top is pretty much a mirror image of what the bottom is. But yeah, that's my portal room. I'm really liking it. The last thing I did is I actually made this heart amulet. Well, actually, I got the heart amulet as a quest reward for completing the blue hearts. So I killed the Ender Dragon 20 times and got enough of the green hearts to make 10 green heart canisters, and then to make the blue heart canisters out of that. So the heart amulet will allow you to only have to take up one bauble slot for all of your hearts. So I'm at blue hearts, and it actually upgrades to purple hearts whenever I have the epiology selected, because of the max health that it gives me. But in this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to get working on extended crafting and getting all of that set up for the future. I removed my modular machinery stuff, and I'll set it up later on down the road in the other part of the factory. But yeah, all of my extended crafting stuff is going to go here, starting with the first thing I have to create. I need to make some ender ingots. So yeah, I have the ender alternator and the ender crafter are the first things that we're going to craft, and we'll need those to make black iron ingots. Most everything in extended crafting requires these black iron ingots, so you're going to need quite a bit of them. But the first thing that we're going to make is a bunch of ender ingots. So ender ingots, just iron and any sort of ender pearl or dictionary to ender pearl, and I'm going to make a bunch of them. I don't know how much I'm going to need, and if I'm being quite frank with you, I don't even know. Yeah, it's really just used for the ender crafting stuff. Cool. But I'm going to make a bunch of them because I'm going to make a bunch of the ender alternators and one of the ender crafters. The ender crafters is eyes of ender, crafting table, ender ingots. Boom. Got one of those. And then the ender alternators is one eye of ender and 4 ender ingots, and you get 2 of them. I'm not sure how many I'm going to make. I'll make I'll make a stack for now. And once I come back to you, I'll actually have my ender crafting set up, and I'll go over exactly how I laid it out, because the more ender alternators you have surrounding the ender crafter, the faster the ender crafter will craft things. So first things first, let's put you down and put you down. So put down the ender crafter, put down an ender alternator, and then throw in something for a recipe. And you see how slow that's going? And you'll know that it's working because you have the little ender particles coming out of the ender alternator. But yeah, that is slow going. And I can, in my test world, I set this up to have, it gets 1 black iron ingot every second. So that's what I'm going to set up, and that's what I'm going to show you when I get back. So I got my setup set up and made my first stack of black iron ingots. It took 1 minute and 3 seconds. So a little short of getting one item done per second. So you can see that it's much faster than it was in the previous clip. And we got all of those particles going on. I forgot I updated the pack and I need to get rid of the triumphant music again. So you see that this air gap right here, if you try to put something on top of the ender alternators, it actually will stop the one below it from or above it from working. You need that air gap. It's unfortunate, but I laid it out this way because you can only get things to work 3 away from the ender crafting table. By default it's 7, but in the configurations it's only 3 right now. Or at least I recall it being 7, and this one is only 3, and it's laid out for you inside the quest book. So 3 blocks in every direction. So I could actually put more ender alternators above this ender crafting table and everything would be fine. You'll see that it just finished making my black iron. So, but I'm happy with this. It looks kind of like a little pyramid, and I may put some decorative blocks over here just to hide the air gap, because that part does look ugly. But for now, I have black iron being made, and I'm happy with that. The next thing that we're going to be making are basic components and the basic catalyst. We need the basic catalyst in order to make the first crafting table for this mod. So the basic components are made with a black iron slate, luminescence, and 2 iron ingots. The black iron slates can be made by putting 2 black iron ingots in a crafting table or going to the crushing table in Magnetic Craft to make the slate that way. Obviously I want to save on black iron ingots right now, because if you look at the black iron ingot, there is not actually an EMC value on any of this stuff. So since there's no EMC value, I am stuck making all of this manually, or until I have the rod of animation, I can animate blocks of black iron and get my black iron that way. But I am a ways off from the rod of animation for now. I need to get into Botania. So we're going to be doing it the crushing table way. I am going to make a full stack of black iron slates, and I'll be right back with you. I'm also going to make the luminescence, which is glowstone, dust, gunpowder, and redstone. Easy, easy. You get 2 of them. So, yep, crushing table it is. Let's go. Alright, I have made my basic components, which were really easy. Black iron slate, luminescence, 2 iron ingots. So I made a total of 8 of those, because 4 of them are going to be used with a black iron ingot to make the basic catalyst. And I can't use that right now. I need the quest to update. But after the quest updates, I'm going to use those 4 basic components, the basic catalyst, an iron block, and 2 crafting tables to make my basic crafting table. I'm going to craft that up and then cut to the next shot. I've set down the basic crafting table, and the basic crafting table is exactly that. It is a standard 3x3 crafting table. It does hold its inventory when you're not using it, just like one of the Tinker's crafting tables, but there is literally nothing special about this, other than the fact that you can attach an automation interface to it, and we'll get into automation interfaces a little bit later. But I am going to need 2 of these crafting tables in order to make the advanced crafting table. The advanced crafting table is a 5x5, and actually the only recipe for it that's programmed is the garden cloche. So, and if you look over here, this requires the tier 2 crafting table. So it's not like I can make the elite crafting table and expect to make the garden cloche with it. All of these recipes are configured to only work with its specific table. It's unfortunate, but I am going to need the advanced crafting table, and I'm going to have to make 3 of them if I'm going to make the advanced crafting table. 1 for the cloche, and then 2 more to make the elite. The next things I'm going to create are the gold crafting component, diamond, and emerald, and they're not actually called that. They're the basic, advanced, elite, and ultimate component. So I'm going to make these 4 because I cannot make the crystalline component. All of these recipes are essentially the same. It's still going to be a black iron slate and luminescence, but it's going to be emeralds or diamonds or gold ingots in order to make those components and those catalysts. However, the crystalline components require these crystalline ingots, and that requires the elite crafting table in order to make. So I am going to create all of these components, and I'm going to make the advanced crafting table and the elite crafting table so that we can make some of these up. So I've made every single one of the crafting tables all the way up to the ultimate crafting table, which is a 9x9 crafting grid. As you can look at my inventory, I also have most of the materials required to make the crystalline ingot, with the exception of, the crystalline ingot, with the exception of the diamond lattice. So the diamond lattice is really simple. It's just 5 diamonds in a X-shaped pattern, and I am going to need 8. Yeah, 8. Awesome. So I have 8 stacks of diamond lattice. If you go to the elite crafting table, actually no, I'm going to try this on the ultimate first. So on the elite crafting table, you see that I have the recipe here, and I have all the materials in my inventory, but instead of having the plus here to move everything to the inventory, it tells me it requires the tier 3 crafting table. It will not let me craft the crystalline ingot inside the ultimate crafting table. I have to use the elite. So let's move all of the items over, and I have 64 crystalline ingots. Excellent. And if you look at the recipe for crystalline ingots, you'll see that it's going to be used a lot in the elite crafting, and there's 3 different recipes. So you have the crystal matrix ingot, the creative modifier. This is a really cool item. I'm not going to make one, but when you have this, it just gives you, and you use it in a tool forge, then any of your tinker's items, you can just add a modifier onto it. It's very handy. I'm not going to make one, but just know that it is an option. As well as, the creative cobble generator. So triple compressed cobblestone tier 5 generator, Garfax, and crystalline ingots. I could actually make this right now, but I have no need for it right now. Is there a quest for it? Yeah, there's a quest for it. Look at that, everlasting cobble generator. Oh, and I have to make a creative modifier as well. Well, poop. Anyways, I have my 64 crystalline ingots, which means I can make my crystalline crafting components. So the crystalline crafting components are used for making the automation interface, which is the next thing that I'm going to be creating. And the automation interface will just attach to any of the extended crafting stuff, like the ender crafting tables, the ender crafting tables or the extended crafting tables. So you can put in a recipe, and it will input or export the items necessary to make that recipe. It's a little complicated to explain, which is why I'm going to make one. So in order to make the automation interface, I'm going to have to make this black iron frame. The black iron frame is used to make the more robust extended crafting machines, like the crafting core and the quantum compressor. The quantum compressor is very handy to make, it's actually required, not very handy. It's required in order to make all of the singularities. So the iron singularity, and if you look at the recipe, then it requires a catalyst, so like the ultimate catalyst, plus 1 of the ingots. 9,001 iron ingots, and it'll make the iron singularity. It does require power to do it, but so yeah, there's luckily when you're using the quantum compressor, it doesn't use 9,001 catalyst. The catalyst doesn't actually get used. So, but we'll get into that when we make a singularity later on in the episode. In any case, black iron frame, awesome. Automation index, I need to make 6. There we go, 6 crystalline components, and then with that, are you kidding me right now? Yeah, crystalline component. I wonder why I didn't move over. Oh well, crystalline component, and then with the crystalline component, alright, what is going on? Oh, well, I messed up. It's 2 crystalline components and then 1 elite catalyst. There we go, elite catalyst, and then finally I can create the automation interface. So automation interface, we'll move that in, let the quest complete, and then I'll show you how it, until I remove the sound file, I can't really hit exit right now. But I'll be back with the automation interface configured to show you how to configure it and what it actually does. So this is pretty simple right now, and I'll clean it up, but this is strictly for demonstration purposes. If you look inside this automation interface, you'll see it's putting in a bunch of items. I'll get rid of the ultimate right here. But if you look in, it is actually populating the crafting table with the stuff needed to make a crystalline ingot. So what I did is you have to first go to the crafting table and put in the recipe you want. Yeah, look at that. put in the recipe you want, and then put the automation interface on top of it. When you have the automation interface on top of it, then you can view recipe, and it will look like what the recipe is supposed to be. You save it. So you save the recipe, view the recipe, it'll show you what the automation interface is actually making. And then after that, you can configure it to auto insert and auto extract. So right now I have it inserting from the north side and then extracting up. And I'm out of items now. Let's look at this. So I need to add more lapis to this, and let's make some more lapis. Boom. And then it's putting the lapis back in. As it's putting the lapis in, now I need more diamond lattices. But regardless, that is how the automation interface works. And you can actually hook this into your ME system, and it will pull items from your ME system into your automation interface and actually make it for you. One more thing, these things do need to be powered. So when you hook it up, make sure that you leave enough room to put in some sort of power in order to do this properly. I'm going to, all right, no items are inside it. I'm going to break this. I'm attaching the automation interface to the bottom, and you'll see that it's not actually recognizing that there's a table there. The automation interface, I'll put it on the side now, it's not recognizing that there's a table there. So the automation interface, it looks like it can only go on the top before it recognizes that there's a valid table that it can actually automate, which makes it a little bit trickier, especially if you've set things up like me. So I'm probably going to pull these tables out one more so I can attach power to the back side and still have my insert in the front on the north side and extract on top. All right, we are done with the crystal tea ingots for now. I'm certainly going to have to make a heck of a lot more. But for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to make another black frame, and then we are going to make the quantum compressor. And with the quantum compressor, set that down. It does take power. You have to supply a catalyst to it, and then a set number of, let's see, ultimate catalyst, compressor. So I need to provide 9,001 pieces of coal to make one coal singularity, or 9,001 ardite ingots, so on and so forth. There's also stuff that you can make with the ultimate catalyst as well, like the ludicrite, night slime, chance cubes. But those are mainly meant to make the all these metals. So to make the chaos plank, I am going to have to make those metals, which is unfortunate. But wow, I can also one Cazador in a 64 rack. Wow. But yeah, with the catalyst, and then let's try to supply 9,000 coal to this quantum compressor and some power, of course, and get that coal catalyst made up. Alright, so I just put 9,001 coal inside this item barrel, and we are going to extract, and we are going to insert, and nothing is happening. Oh, hello. Something is happening. So it's taking... Alright, it is taking the coal in, and once it gets to 9,001, let's put some speed upgrades in this, jeez. Oh yeah, look at that. So, once it gets to 9,001, it will make me my coal singularity. And yeah, that's all well and good. I'm glad that that is all covered, but that is how the quantum compressors work. And I'm actually, even with the tier 1 spectre coil on the back of this, power's keeping up. Is it a different power drain depending on the singularity you want? No, it looks to be the same power drain. Well, cool. That is good to know. But I'm almost at 9,001 already. Here we go. 1 coal singularity. Excellent. Gonna start beeping at me any minute now for that coal singularity. But once you have all of these singularities, you're going to be making the ultimate singularity. Oh, apparently I need a full stack of coal singularities for the quest to complete. Wow, that is a lot of coal. But the ultimate singularity is made with every single other singularity that you have to make. And stuff gets cobalt, manyelin, titanium, silver, so all the basic materials, and some a little bit rarer than others. I actually think I have plenty of lumium, or a way of getting plenty of lumium. In any case, yeah, that's how you make the ultimate singularity, and the ultimate singularity makes the infinity catalysts, and the infinity catalysts are made for most of the endgame stuff, including these infinity ingots. So yeah, it's quite the process, and it takes a lot of materials. But you can see it did not use that ultimate catalyst. All it wanted were the 9,001 items, and bam, I got my singularity. All's right with the world. Well, that about does what I want to get into extended crafting in this episode. In between episodes, I am going to hook up a wireless ME interface into the quantum compressor so that it is always receiving the necessary items in order to make the singularities. I'm also going to make this a much better setup as well, so I don't have to have this ugly chest. The chest doesn't match the aesthetic of anything else, so I suppose I could use a sky chest. Regardless, I'm going to make this look much better and actually probably move it into the void because I have a plan using all of my seeds. But yeah, that's going to be either what I do with extended crafting this episode. All right, last thing we're going to do in this episode is actually quite a process. So I am going to make the Ultatech workbench, which is all standard stuff. You need to make a compressed obsidian in a workbench, and then make these ultimate materials, which by now you should have plenty of. All you need is 6. Ender Dragon Scales, Guardian Scales, Wither Bones, and Infused Lava Crystals. So with all of that stuff, make the Ulta Workbench. Boom. And with that, we can start making all of our Mystical Agriculture armor. So in order to make the Mystical Agriculture armor using the Armor Plus way that they have it configured here in Project Ozone, you're going to need a total of 510 base ingots. Each set of armor is 102 ingots. So I'm going to make 510 inferium ingots using this compacting drawer that I've had going for a while. It's completely full at this point, but I am going to take out enough inferium essence to combine right here, and you get inferium ingots. So I'm going to do this enough time to convert all of this to inferium. And there we have it, inferium ingots. So now that I have these inferium ingots, there are other things that you have to craft for the Mystical Agriculture armor sets. So let's open up the inferium helmet. So you're going to need these armor cores, and which means you're going to need 4 armor cores for each set of armor. And all you need is a base essence ingot, which I have plenty of, and you'll have to just combine them once you have the inferium core with the prudentium, then combine the prudentium to get the intermedium. And this is how all Mystical Agriculture works when you're crafting the armor sets or the what have you. Everything requires the preceding set. So it is quite a pain, it's quite a hassle, but I am going to make all of the inferium armor cores that are required. Just like so. Total of 20 inferium armor cores, because I'm going to have the prudentium, then I'm going to have the intermedium, superium, and the supremium. I'm back over here at the Ultatech workbench, and let's make this happen. So I have my Ender Dragon helmet, combined it all, boom. And the boots, that is all 4 pieces of the inferium set, and I have all of the ingots left. Alright, so I just got done making all of my prudentium essence. So now we're going to combine those, make everything a prudentium ingot. And it is a shapeless recipe, so you don't have to worry about that. Get everything all situated, and now I need to take 4 of these and make them into prudentium armor cores. I was mistaken in that last clip. I wasn't making 4, I was actually converting every single one of them to the prudentium armor cores. Remember, when you're making this armor, make sure that you take each armor core or each ingot and convert it as high as you need it to be at the time. Otherwise, you'll just be doing rework. It saves on quite a bit of time for this very lengthy process. And we got the boots. So now all I have to do is do the same thing to intermedium. I'm not going to show you all of this all at the same time. The process speaks for itself. But I'm going to go convert all of this to intermedium, superium, and supremium. Before I do continue, though, I do need to go over the fact that these, if you were just planning on using the Mystical Agriculture Armor in any other mod pack, whenever you use these, it's configurable. It can be turned off. But by default, you get a set bonus every time you wear this. So the Inferium has no bonus on it whatsoever. But the Prudentium has water breathing. And then if you look at the Intermedium gives you step assist. Now, just because you're wearing the Intermedium armor does not mean that you do not have the water breathing. Each set of Mystical Agriculture armor has the ability of its previous tier. So eventually, once you get to the Supremium, you'll see that the Supremium bonus is flight. But that also means that I'm going to get the water breathing. I'm going to get the step assist. I'm going to get the whatever the Superium gives me. Superior gives you no fall damage. So yeah, you'll always get the bonus of the previous tier when dealing with the Mystical Agriculture armor. I just realized something else as well. I've been collecting Supremium Essence for quite a while, and you can break down the Supremium Essence to its base. Boom. Look at that. And then back down to its base. So I need quite a bit of Intermedium Essence, and this is actually a much less time-consuming way, especially if you've been killing withers for a while like I have. There we go. That took like half the time. So yeah, I have everything I need in order to make the next tier of... whoops, my bad. To make the next tier of ingots. Oh, that's wonderful. And the boots. So I have the Supremium armor completed. And now that the Supremium armor is completed, let's see. Oh, so here's where all of the armor cores are. It's actually in Delta. Look at that. All of the armor is complete for the Alta tier. The next thing I need to do is Dark Matter, which is Project E, which is going to be next episode. So, yeah, I am Kelly Engineering. I do hope that you enjoy the episode. And in between episodes, what I'm going to do, like I discussed before, is I'm going to make this prettier, move it into the void, and then set things up so that... yeah, it just looks better, it looks prettier. That is going to take a while, and as such, I will not be releasing an episode on Friday. I'll be releasing an episode on Saturday instead. So, I'm going to put that down in the comments and pin it just in case people ignore the outro like they normally do. And, yeah, I'm Kelly Engineering. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.